Okay, a beautiful Pangaea with a potential island thieves and no remaps. Awesome. Awesome. Uh, Lonely Scythia. That's sad. Sad, Lonely Scythia. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work for him. Spain with a split. Look at that. Awesome. And a good start location with a 2-1 Ember. Uh, and Spain can, of course. Can they trade? Oh, they can trade. Oh. Okay, good amount of gold can be generated here with the Zera and Suvorov. We can see Khmer right next to the Spain. It's gonna be a hard time for Khmer. Gonna be a hard time for Khmer. London and Hong Kong occupying Northern Ireland, and to the south we can find Korea. It's naval Korea, guys. It's once again naval Korea. It's not that terrible, of course. You can play Portugal style or Australia style, where you build campuses and then adding how they call it, harbors. So it's not that bad. But eventually, I'd like to play something different on Korea. Yeah, there is an option, of course, but he has a nice cliffs of Duvers. Why have him moved? Why have he moved? Oh, oh, why? He moved away from a 3-1 fish in the second ring, and he spent extra turn, and he's now one tile farther from truffles. Why have he moved? Korea spawned on England. Yeah, I believe. I'm wondering what would be the history of Europe if instead of England we had Korea. Could we reach Alpha Centauri by now? Okay, just a mean jokes. Sorry guys, just a mean jokes. No offense. Yeah. I'm not a big I don't know actually about the Korean history. All I know there was always threatened by China and was some sort of vassals of China for a quite long period. That's all I know about Korean history. So maybe maybe I know England is better as a neighbor. Okay, Everest. Oh no, it is or it's Matterhorn. It's Matterhorn. Not Everest. Everest took 3 trials. Yeah, it's really hard to check because to read wonders names because it's French. So we have I can see uh, Manitore. I can't remember the Nubia. It's Nubia, and no mines at all. She doesn't have any mines around. So it's a T. It's a Mercury once again. A couple of bananas. It's Amber, Fox, Senka-san. There is some copper to the north, but that's basically it. So no mines at all, no extra yields for Monitora. That's sad. That's sad. As Nubia, you'd like to have those pyramids, and that gives you extra food, and you can work mines. That gives you extra production and yields, but probably have to play something more standard. Okay, they're about to find each other. Look at oh, he moved away from the coast. Why would you move away from the coastline as a Spain? Wait, maybe I'm missing something. Oh no, it's a win-win start for Russia. Look at that. 1-4, 1-4, 1-3, and 1-1 deer, so it's a goddess of the hunt with extra 2 foot on those tiles. He'll take it turn 12. He'll get this Pantheon turn 12, and he already has 3 pops because he found one in a somewhere in a hut, I believe. Yeah, it's turn 6. He can't have 3 pops with a turn 6. He probably found a population. Oh no, it's 10. Wait, 9. Wait, it's 8, 11, 12. It's 12 production city already. Oh, wow, that's epic. That's epic start for Russia. Somehow missed one hard, but it's okay. Damn. Tundra Yosemite? I haven't. You sure? There was a Tundra Yosemite? That's awesome. Okay, it does look like not Hyena will probably win this game because by now, I don't know what can stop them, because Russia is quite strong chief, and we'll definitely see some Cossacks fighting against Khmer, and of course Khmer will be weakened by Spanish aggression most likely, because Spain will be boosted with the Scythian trade routes, and Scythia will be boosted with a Spain trade route. So yeah, Civilization 6 is about trading partners, unlike Civ 5, where you could trade with the city states and be happy, as I remember. Externals in a different Civ was not that profitable as with the as in that Civ 6. Okay, and Nubia to the north of Khmer is okay, and to the east there is Egypt, and oh, Vietnam is so far away, is almost irrelevant. You can just it's like a freezing Vietnam, as I can see here on the minimap. So it's a freezing Vietnam over here, Egypt, Nubia, and the Khmer right on the front line. So it's a reversed gameplay. Can Viet well I know that Vietnam can sim well, but you'd like to see a Khmer simming. So it's really like it's like okay positioning, because they are four, or all four Ulyss members are together. They're in a rhombus formation, so they can trade with each other, they can support each other. But from another hand, you don't really want to have Khmer on the front line, attacked by Spain and potentially Russia. The only problem with not Hyena is Korea, but it's temporary problem, because sooner or later Korea will settle somewhere on the mainland, and of course Korea can threaten Vietnam now. Yeah, you can see now on the minimap how they located. No more chat messages. Okay, it's fine. So, second, the first settler moving south from Nubia, and I believe he's aware that there is Egypt in his team, and he probably won't be able to get Flatland's Pantheon. Wait, he replaced at Holy Site already, right? It's a Holy Site. 11. Yeah, that looks like a Holy Site. Okay, so it's religious Nubia. What are they plotting? What are they? Oh, he's moving not to the south, but to the east, so you can settle right next to that bananas, and maybe next to that stones, but it's not very not very good stones. It's just the 2-1 stones. Well, you can see that Khmer is already blocked by Russia. Russia can just stand there and prevent settling Khmer south, and preventing Khmer settling south. And I believe Nube is making a brief mistake settling south once again, because the lands to the north are looks richer for me. But maybe they're planning to make a road between Nubia and Khmer so Nubia can support him somehow and maybe trade in a mid game. I don't know. Can Khmer trade? Like he should probably build a couple of commercial house, but not that many. Not that many as Scythia can or as Nubia will. Ooh. They bought him this guy, right? They bought him this guy. Okay, Egypt on a massive flat plans. And you can see that Rakoudet is building settlers while Thebes constructing constructing Itaminanke and improving some Sphinx. With that, he'll take a very fast Pantheon and get even more production. So it's turn 13 and it's turn 13 Sphinx. Mm. Yeah, I guess it's plus 6 turns, it's turn 19 Pantheon. It's still quite fast. It's way faster than the God King policy card, but if he is using God King policy card, which I believe he is, he might take Pantheon like in a couple of turns, like turn 15, turn 16 maybe. I'm not aware how much phase um, Fierces accumulated. Quite rich territories for Egypt, really happy for him. Okay. Spain is settling toward Khmer. And he moved away from the seaside. That's weird. Oh, look at this food. 7-1. It's a 7-1. Okay, the city will be massive, but it it won't have enough amenities to survive. Like it will lose 10% in a couple of turns. When you reach three pops? Yeah, I guess with the three pops you'll have amenities problem already without any luxury resources. So he's about to go. Oh wow, there is Yosemite was talking about. Look at that tiles. 3-3-2-2. What the hell? It was boosted with a snow haboob, right? Right? It does looks like it was boosted with a snow haboob or not. Anyway, the tiles are amazing, and I believe you might go Reina here, even with the mines on that tiles. Lol. And another deer third radius. You should probably buy this deer out and improve the tile. I just saw that Russia already got Pantheon, and it's of course deer goddess of the hunt, and he's doing great there. So probably good tempo for Russia. Maybe he'll have a bit less phase as he'd like to have, but it's still okay. Yep. It's four. It's 2-4-4, 2-4-4, and 2-3-4 deers, and he's about to reach third pop. So extra 10 GPT. It's 14 GPT for Russia right now. Awesome. He can buy. He can definitely buy trade road, or I don't know, slinger to protect Lavras. So he's in a quite good shape, and there is no one who can disturb him from simming, because Khmer can't afford that. He'll have to defend his territories. Okay, nice city on a stone. Ladder. Is he? Unfortunately, we can't check technologies. He shouldn't rush horses, right? He shouldn't rush horses. Okay, Vietnam opens um with the campuses. What's going on? It's a new feature, like you open with the campus and then you build cheap second district, right? So yeah, it's okay. You can do this, but I've haven't seen this strategy before. Well, I've seen this with the Greeks, like you build campuses or other districts, and then your second district is theatral square. We're talking about Government Plaza, right? Or we're talking about potential Forest Pantheon, Sacred Pass Pantheon for for Nubia. Somehow Second City have no district. Why it has no district? It's weird. You go campus, Than, come hub. What? Campus, Than, come hub. Okay, Legend and tanks. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Because Than is still 50% cheaper, so it's not very affected by technologies. And with a Than first, you drive through culture, drive through Civic 3 very fast, so your districts are kind of expensive. And if you're not abusing district discount, it's kind of hard to build everything. So yeah, that's quite cheap campuses. What? It's like 27 production campus, right? If you place it right away. Maybe even cheaper, maybe 24. No, I think it's 27 production campuses, yeah. And you'll get 20, about 25 or maybe even cheaper production of tons. Yeah, that's quite good, quite good. Um, but you still need forests to build campuses, right? So you can't just build them whatever you want. It has to be a forest for them. Okay, how's Korea doing? So he settled on the Wonder next to two fishes, and he can build quite good savons, right? With the triangle shape. Oh no, no, no. Hmm. I thought he'll build it like in a triangle shape, so they would path each other, or maybe he can place one savon on the stone. No, not on the stone. So it's rhombus with a horse, right? Yeah, you should keep in mind that you can combo wombo those savons and get a couple of more science. It's really important for early game. Looks like Korea moved off spawn. Yes, you get 3 cities. Second on cliffs of towards third with truffles. Looks like I wasn't sure was he aware of a wonder. I don't think he was aware of a wonder turn one. So he moved north just like that. If he was aware of a wonder turn one and he knew that he can feed 3 cities in his position, so that makes sense because it looks like what the hell are you doing, man? From my perspective. Oh, he was aware of a wonder. Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. Yes, that makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, you're right. Well, if I were playing this, I just pressed B and then moved one and then moved my warrior, just for fun. Thanks for following someone, but I can't check it, sorry, because we will have a drop. I can't spell your name. I know you just subbed, so I can spell your name, but I can't, sorry. I can't see it. We have some issues here because I'm restreaming. Okay, Spain is getting third city to the left, so he's not that aggressive as I thought at the first time. And it will be his first coastal city, and no coastal cities for Scythia. Have they figured out that they are on the same sea? I don't know. It's hard to say. Artemis Photon, of course you can build Artemis. Ooh, can Egypt steal it? Can Egypt steal it? Show us Egypt? Probably can't. So he's building Itaminanke, and he still need religion somewhere. Maybe he can build, Stonehenge because there's a green hills for Egypt, so probably can. Russia can settle on that floodplains and to the north, east and to the northwest. A lot of good food spots for him, but he's willing to settle tundra to just shoot those that squirrels and sail their force. I'm just wondering what Leach is talking about, but that's awesome places, and maybe Russia can settle there. It's a two-tile choke pass, so it's okay. Mm, I don't know about settling that far north, maybe a bit to the south, but okay, it's still a good city for Russia because I don't think Mir can attack it. Well, of course, there's always a Domray push. You can do this, you can perform this, maybe turn 55 after the second Golden Age, right? So you'll buy some Jamons with a face and you'll upgrade your horses to a coursers, right? Or how it's done. More deer on Novgorod of Novgorod. Yeah, it does have a lot of deers. It's a four deers in a capital, and it's a two perfect deers, two 1-4 deers were there. Look at this, two turns. Oh, he can build Stonehenge. He's starting building it. Is he planning to chop that stone for Stonehenge? It's definitely possible. Is he? Oh, I'm just wondering. Yeah, it does looks like. Oh no, he's boosting Thebes with a trade route. But I thought, well, maybe you'll boost Draconian with that, no, to build Stonehenge faster. Because Thebes has a lot of food. That 7-2 tile. It's a 7 pop city already, and somehow he's not suffering with a amenity shortage. Maybe his allies gave him some, because I can't see any amenity resource improved in Egypt. I believe he got some amenities from his allies. Or maybe just not shown to a spectator will he have if he has some amenity problems. I believe it's just not shown to spectators. He should have. But well, Itamananke built, and Thebes now the best city in the world because it can produce everything. You can build everything there. It's five popes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 times 6, 18. And his capital has +3, so it's 21. And maybe a trade route and urban planning policy card. So it's about it's a bit less than 25 production city, and it of course depends on the miniature resources. So with a plus 10% bonus, he'll get more than 25 production there. You can see Egypt has 37, but it will be recalculated next turn, I believe. 28 production from mandatory. It's Vietnam. What is Vietnam doing? Okay, thuns are in construction. So he'll get what 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 districts. Turn 31. That's awesome. It's extra 10 culture and 5 gold with a pan Russian voice. So Vietnam is doing Vietnam things. And can he outsee anyone? I believe he can. 3 cities for Khmer already, and he's just building holy sites. No one is like making any damage to him, but he was forced to build archers. He has archer, only one actually. So he just shoo away all those scouts, and nothing happens right now. Um, campuses for Spain, like just one. It's +3. Oh, maybe it's necessary to reach Golden Age. Maybe, or it's just +3 campus. Why not to build it? Like, sure. The only problem is search radius, and they spent a bit more gold on that. Pyramids and holy sites for Nubia. So it's religious Nubia. 4 turns for a Stonehenge. It's actually a perfect Stonehenge. It's next to a stone and on a river, and next to a river, so it's quite fast. Okay, even if he didn't. Oh, okay, got it. How he couldn't fit city on the wonder if he would settle his original. No, he could. So why he moved? God spawn Egypt. Yes. Well, with the bonuses Egypt has, it's always God spawn because you open with the land and build a Teminank and buy turn 27, or even faster because you get extra culture from the very first turn. I think it's by turn 24 or maybe less. You'll get Imba City for yourself. It's 42 production for Egypt. You can see right now, and it's absolute giga chat. Only Spain have 38. I don't know how, but Spain has 38 production. Jesus, how that trade routes is really doing great job here. Okay, 2 campuses, and what next? Another campus maybe. Russia way better. So it's about Russia versus Egypt. I don't know, guys. Is Russia way better? Oh no, it's a disconnected Korea. Now, to be honest, I think not Hyena having an advantage here because Russia is super strong, has a super strong start with the Yosemite second city, and he doesn't even have to build any wonders. He just go for his uh, Lavras with feed the world, and he'll be okay. Korea on an island, it's a problem, but it's an advantage as well because Korea eventually reach. Well, I believe that Korea reaches nuclear weapon at some point and can just destroy Vietnam or maybe even Egypt with the nukes. Yeah, and Spain can trade with the Scythia on a different continent. So I think it's going superly good for Not Hyena. From another hand, Egypt has a god start for Ulyss, but that's basically it. I don't know. Amanitore has no mines. Vietnam is a free sea that can be nuked or destroyed from a seaside. And Khmer, the carry, I believe, maybe Cleopatra is carry in this scenario, but Khmer on a age is on the front line, and he'll have to fight Spain, which most likely will have +5 against Khmer. So things are not that great. You know what they can do? They can take 4 religions, so Spain won't have one, and Russia would have to convert Spain, so Spain would have +5 bonus. That's an option, right? Why would you need an archer? Ah, maybe it's because of it's an AI. Why would you need an archer on an island? Maybe city states want him to build an archer. I believe that's it. I believe that's it. Yeah. So he spawned here. 1, 2, 3. It's a free city here. It's not. It's not. Wait. He spawned here. He moved and he settled on a 3-1 tile turn 2, right? So it's okay. Why not here? Ah, so he can build 7. Okay, got it. Got it, because there is no option for him to build 7. Uh-huh. Now I see. Oh, sorry. Now I see it. Okay, it all makes sense. Otherwise, you would have to open mining to chop these woods, and it's not even a hill. It's not even a hill. Okay, okay. Now I got it. Now I got it. Yeah, I believe it's a city-state quest for an archer. Surely. Oh, he can't capture Hong Kong, but he can do it later. I believe it's every single Korean dream to occupy Hong Kong. Oh my, I'm so nested today. Sorry. Oh, oh, it's in Egypt. So he haven't found the religion yet. But he builds three. Oh no, he builds two holy sites. Why would you need second holy site? You just placed Moksha in a holy city. If it's not a Tamananka city, and it's not, and you're good. Why would you need third holy site? Maybe I just no, I believe I thought he was building second holy site. Why would you need second holy site? Maybe to boost monarchy and get to I don't know, to get to temples. Maybe you need more holy sites so you can fit more relics. Maybe they do have two relics in their team and they'd like to get more. Why would you need the second holy site? Okay, guys, why do you need a second holy site as Egypt? Why don't you just build I don't know, another wonder like Hanging Gardens in Memphis? Okay, there you go, Hanging Gardens in Memphis. And he just destroyed extra culture tile. But okay. He could fit it on the forest tile. It is more wait. What is going on here? Okay. So you know what? He could build it right here. So after it's plus what 2, 3, 4 plus 5 and plus 4 theatrical squares, and he could chop this or use it for a while to get more popes. I don't know. I think the tile to the right is way better place. And it's a flat. Isn't it flat plant? Was it a flat plant? If it wasn't a flat plant, then it's okay. Okay, 3 pyramids for still can't remember this thief. Oh my god, for Amanitore. And I know the name of the leader, Amanitore, but it's Nubia. Okay, it's Nubia. 3 pyramids for Nubia. And have I built any districts yet? Only holy sites. Only holy sites. Oh look, they're fighting Spanish scouts. Okay. Oh, why he's not running? Why aren't you running? What aren't you running? Third warrior getting toward this scout. He probably will be killed. Okay. I believe it's a river goddess for a Khmer. What else can he take? And oh, I'm wondering who took Feed the World and the Lang. Lang in the Russian capital. So I believe it's a Lang with the right promotion. Or it's a Lang with a left promotion, so you won't lose your entire district stuck with a Snow Haboob. Is Snow Haboob that dangerous? Is it a new meta to build Lang against Snow Haboobs as Russia? If you build 2 holy sites, shouldn't you go for 3 and a discount? Well, if you want to have discounted, how it's called, commercial hub, yes, I believe. But he already building commercial hubs, and I don't think it's worth it of wasting another district slot for another holy site, because most of your religion income is from wonders. So you get that wonderful religion, and you build wonders and get a lot of faith from that. I'm not sure about such holy site on Egypt. So, in a general, you can build 2 or a Stonehenge with a holy site. It's like a common sense. Maybe there is some advanced strats that I'm not aware of, because meta is always changing, and like you build holy site, and someone discovered a new cool build order with the two holy sites, and we can just check it later. And of course, oh, I can't check it. Maybe with the Civ replay, maybe I can ask Leash to. Oh no, it's really hard to send it. Okay, no, I won't. I won't ask him. Okay, I'm just curious about second holy site because you build two holy sites if you have no Stonehenge, so you would have religion in your in two of your cities. But if you have Stonehenge, why would you need second holy site? That's weird. But well, he'll have a lot of pops, so it's not a big deal. Russia still has. Oh no, it's three cities already. Okay, another one to the south of Yosemite. So he would work all the tiles for the two different cities. That's smart enough. Turn 28. Even more cities from Nubia. It's about 6 settlers. 7 settlers for Nubia. Ooh, Astikos is a spammer. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I guess it's a second Dark Age with a monasticism for Astikos. Isn't it, guys? Isn't it second Dark Age for with the monasticism for Asticus, guys? What do you think? I believe it is. I believe it is. I can't remember which player is doing that on a constant basis, on a default basis. But maybe it's Asticus. Maybe it's Asticus. Yeah. Hey, do you think Hot Hyena lose here by spawn? They don't have space. They don't have space? Well, they do have free sim Russia, you know, and I don't think they don't have space. They can get that space from Khmer, and Korea, of course, on a naval spawn, but it will control entire sea. It will benefit them in the late game if they can survive. And it's Korea, that civilization known for its science income. So you just rush nukes and destroy of your opponents from the seaside when they can't do anything for you, against you. I don't know. I think it's okay. What do you mean they don't have space? Every single civ can build at least 6 cities, and Russia can build more, and Russia has OP start, and Spain can bully Khmer and Nubia with a +5. I don't know. Maybe they have a bit less space. Maybe I can agree with you on that. But you should keep in mind that Russia can settle Tundra. You can settle Tundra, like, so they by default have more options where to settle. I wouldn't say that they don't have enough space. Maybe Korea has some problems, but it's not a big deal. Okay, Buddhism. Yeah, Shinto is wonderful religion and fit the world for orthodoxy. No, I don't think they have some issues with the space. They can fit like at least 6 to 8 cities, except Korea. But Korea eventually will settle somewhere. Will settle somewhere and will, will have good amount of cities and good amount of science. And by the way, Korea can go what free inquiry second golden rush um, industrialization or something else, and can 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 rush labs after. So why not? It's a free sim for Korea, free sim for Russia, in my opinion, and free sims for Scythia. And Spain can lead two religious chiefs. I think it's on not Hyena's side in a general. If game go late, deep late, and Korea can't do anything with nukes, then maybe somehow not Hyena can lose. Okay, what are we looking now? Another wonder for Memphis. Nazca can be can be occupied by Egypt. Why would you occupy Nazca? Well, because I can, sure. A bit more forest fire, and of course, city next to bananas on a truffle is a thing. Finally, Moksha in Rakadyat. Okay, and the Magnus in Memphis. Okay. Oh, it's 10. What? It's 10:31. It's 10:32. Can you imagine 10:32? Government Plaza building. Uh, wow, which is audience chamber. Wow, epic tempo for Egypt. I don't know, the tempo is super great. Here we can see three cities for Russia for now. And why would you build horses? Come on, guys. Just out-sim your opponents. Stop rushing them. If he's going to rush it, like he has like two archers and he's constructing horses. Let us hope it's for taking a city-state. Because if he attack Mir, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just not sure. Okay, Spain is rushing religion, not rushing, but getting religion now because he's afraid that he might have none. And it's an option, of course, if Czech will found religion, because there's only one left, I guess. But anyway, Russia can just spread religion. So it would be still fine for Spain. I'm not familiar with Hyena player, but the one on the right or Ulyss. Right. The one on the right are Ulyss. Am I having okay, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna change it. Just a moment. Yeah, that's what happened when I am not on the main screen. I don't know why. Okay, turn 32. I believe everyone is in a golden age. Ah, yeah, farm. You know what? They make Egypt so great. They make it by the changes they did with the farm, with the not with the farms of course, and with the water mill, because now farms get even more production with the water mill, and Egypt get even more production with Lanka and other cities, and that's awesome. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Only 7 tiles for a long city. Oh, that's still okay. Three, two, one. Marshes near Thebes. 7 pops in Rakadyat. And even more housing and amenities. So no Artemis for Thebes. That is why probably he rushed. How it's called? Audience chamber. Look at that. Ulyss Apu city with a 4-2-1-1 base or something. Right away. Right away. That's really crazy. Base for cities. Memphis only 2-1 base. Why haven't he settled a bit? Maybe he's planning to improve it and get a triangle there. Okay, yeah, it's a good point to do this. 2, 3. Oh, okay, they're allies. They're allies. Okay, horse improved. Another settler horse. So he just bought out settler and unnecessary aggression from Russia, I believe. I don't know. I don't think you can do anything with that and you just slow yourself. And Spain is not attacking as well, so it could work if Spain built like 3 horses and Russia 3 horses, and they would force Khmer build even more horses. But if only Russia does this, it's like Russia slow itself. It does nothing. Maybe it's not against Khmer. Okay, it does look like he's planning to attack Cahokia because there is a trade road having a weird direction. I think it's going toward Cahokia. Maybe he's planning to occupy Cahokia, and that will be a good thing. But he's planning to attack Khmer. It's kind of weird because he doesn't have enough units to do so. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's just an archer improved and even more settlers. Wait, even more settlers. One, two. It's 8 cities opening? Yeah, it's definitely 8 cities opening. So it really does looks like monasticism. It really does looks like monasticism. So holy site in every city, and then campus, maybe with a couple of trade roads, and boom, you have 350 science. Kinda nice. Kinda nice thing to play. Ulyss is a superior team skill. Ulyss is a superior team skill wise. That is more of a factor than space here. Yes, I believe that not Hyena is an underdog here. It is not about a space, definitely. Okay, even more settlers for Egypt. Chop, chop, chop everything. Yeah, if you're on a free sim, why don't you free sim, right? So, okay, another city on a T, I believe, on a T tile. And can you build two savants next to each other? I believe you just can't. Well, you can, but they will reduce adjacency bonus of each other. So you have to think twice where to place your savant. Yeah, he can sail there and settle to the south of Scythia, so they can even trade later. Oh yeah, Russia is taking Cahokia. Goodbye, Cahokia. No, it was a great city-state, one of the best, but your time has come. Okay, one turn walls, and I don't know, 3 horses in a 3 turns. Can you do this? You know, city-states can do anything. I believe it's not an issue for Cahokia to build that amount of that walls, and a good amount of units. Nice camps, by the way. Oh, Warlord's Throne. Okay, and he's aiming for a general. So he's completely aware with what's going to happen, but it is still a Khmer, and you know, he can erel both. Maybe not Spain, but against Russia, he could have. He can have nice opportunities with a Domray push. He has only 48 face per turn by now. That's sad. And he's settling. Wait, will he settle city right inside the mountains? It just looks like he will. Oh, interesting. Because he can't fit it any other place. And settling across the mountain will, only make it easier for Russia to take it. That is really hard to settle across on another side of the mountain ridge. It's really dangerous. Look at this. Look at this. They're just building water mills. So I believe it's time to convert water mills for revert it back. So it would give your food with the farms with the resources instead of production. To nerf Egypt, of course. To nerf Egypt, of course. Because it's quite wow. It's just a first building he builds here. It's a water mill. Nice. I'm really enjoying this Egypt meta. Superior meta, I'd say. But I'm just wondering, why was he building ancestral audience chamber instead of ancestral hall? Isn't it better to build ancestral hall, and it's kind of meta thing right now? You still won't have enough governors to cover all your cities. Or it's all about core cities like with the Lang. All five religions was founded. And what about Spain? Have he got a religion? Have he got a religion? I believe he did, but or I believe he have. I just don't get it. Okay, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, yeah, it's Protestantism, and Catholic is about to fall. Oh, are they planning to give it to Spain? No, no, he just stole worker. I believe it's just about worker or builder. Haha. Okay, okay. The risk was calculated, but he was bad at math. Obviously. So, what are they going to do against Khmer aggression? And I haven't checked Khmer's religion. Or maybe it's a defender for him. I wasn't paying attention when Leech showed us religions. I bet. K word. Okay. Why is your Chief's background color like this? Why? Because I'm not playing. It's guys are playing, and it's a random colors. No one like playing standard colors. If you have conflict with the colors, and I believe Khmer what is purple, what standard color for Khmer, and it was just automatically changed, or maybe just maybe Rom would like to have brown color. All other Thieves colors are quite usual, right? We don't have anything weird but brown Khmer, but it's okay. Still fine. Ooh. Coastal City. Coastal City for Rom. 5 cities Korea. Aha, they're planning to trade with Egypt by sea. Ooh, that's cool. But there is a threat over there in the face of Korean civilization, who will just destroy both of that city and pillage all trade routes. So in some point of the game, that Hyena will have good amount of gold because of Korean actions. I believe he still can settle couple cities in Tundra if he'd like to. There is some hills, there is some food. It's not the best cities, I have to say, but if you don't have enough space, and if you only need Savon and the harbor from that cities, you can place them there. Dieu de la Mer. So it's a fish god. It's a fish god for Korea. Look at this. There's a plenty of space to settle for them. Why are you saying like they don't have enough space? Khmer has 4 cities in total, and now it's time to attack Khmer, right? They should at least bully him. They definitely should bully him. Theology turns 39, good timing. But can he build holy sites? Can he build holy sites in time? Because now Russia might just attack him with a couple of horses, like 3 horses, and It might cause some problems. Actually, there's a lot of flood plans for Egypt for different cities. That's awesome. You can benefit from your pantheon the most in this case. 106 production for Egypt. Oh my. Oh my, 106 production 1039. 74 production for Russia on the God spawn. 55 for Spain and Scythia, 61 for Korea. 53 for Chuck. 46 for Khmer with only 4 cities, okay. But with the 4 cities it's less than it's like less than 15 in each city. That's bad. 66 for Nubia. But Astikos is spamming cities right now. He has 8, and maybe he'll have more, like 10. And I do believe that it's a monasticism. Oh, look at that Kuloba with all those forest fires. Wow, wow. Both team has good starts. But Egypt is out of much. It's like 42, 46, 37 gold, 115 and 123. He's even outmatching them in grow. Superior Civ. Okay, now the question is how can you know, nerf it? Because it's a bit too much, don't you think? Wait. So you just took city state and you cross the mountains, so you don't have to move through these tiny chokes, and you still go through that tiny chokes. What the point of taking Cahokia then? Okay, maybe he was aware that there's a forces with the general and he didn't really want to attack now. But if you're not willing to attack a guy with the Warlord's Throne, that Warlord's Throne guy willing to attack you, you know? So eventually you'll still have a problem. That doesn't face production though. Yes. Well, you have a lot of you have like how Egypt works. It scales unbelievably. The scale is unbelievable. So you build wonders, you get more faith and more, I don't know, culture with the Sphinx. With that faith and culture, you build more builders, and with the Pantheon, you get a lot of production. So you get more faith, more production. With that faith and production, you build builders and wonders, and get even more faith production and starts with that. It's like a massive snowball, with each step you get more and more and more. If you have enough blood plants, you're good to go. And he does have a lot of blood plants. Still not improved with. Well, maybe he doesn't really need that. He has like 1, 2, 3 trials and one unimproved. Mm. Look at that. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities for Egypt, 5 cities for Vietnam, and still 8 cities for Nubia. Okay, are they aware of Korea? I believe they aren't. And once again, I slept with the window opened, and I shouldn't do this. And got. I don't know how to say it in English, so doesn't matter. I'm feeling ill because of that, but I'm actually not. I hope it will be fine, and it will. Oh, what? What? Lang Park. Okay, Lang Parks. Whoa, that's interesting way to play Russia. But I have to admit, it's 35-25. 1041 actually. It's way better than common Russia gameplay, like with the 8 science, 100 faith. Actually, only 33 faith per turn. Oh, you should have 60 at least by this time. By the way, only Khmer has more than 60 faith by turn 41. Everyone else kinda doesn't really care about that. Or what? 52 faith for Nubia though. And I believe he's not rushing theology. Feeling ill. Yes, feeling ill. But I'm not like feeling ill. I just have I'm just sneezing and that's it. I I've not even got cold. Like it's just a nose problem. Because I'm feeling great just sneezing. Maybe it's for now. Maybe in a couple of hours I will be I will feel way worse. That's weird. That's weird how it's working. It's summer outside. I slept with the window opened, and I still get cold. How that works, I don't know. Okay, so it's it's a Rorschach time. You know, it's a Rorschach meme for a Rom Rom. It's I should not afraid of you. You should afraid of me, nah? And he's attacking Spain. Lol. Even though Spain has +5 against other religions. Lol. Yeah, you know what? If Chuck would get religion, it would be way easier for Rom. That means that Russia have to spread religion, it's extra face expenses, and Spain wouldn't have bonus +5, wouldn't have that military bonus. Unfortunately, they didn't. Maybe they're not afraid of that +5 Spain bonus, so it's kind of not a big deal for them. But it would be nice move in a general in a strategic way. It's not the goddamn humidity, even in even a moderately hot weather, humidity makes it completely unbearable. Yes. What can I say? Yes. I'm still like, look at this. You check this. Yeah, okay, that's fine stats for this turn, like 77, 73, some science, culture, or some boom. And it's in Egypt, like 140, 51, 56, 48 faith, like peasants. Cleopatra mastered that Sif. She mastered this game. Like peasants, stay away from me because I have 140 production, 152 food. It's triple times more than Khmer has now. Okay, we're about to reach knights, but it's not a big deal. Oh, no feudalism for Russia for a quite long period. Only 38 culture, and he haven't built any theater squares, I remember. Well, I haven't seen any theater square for Russia. It's like, why couldn't Russia just win this game? Well, maybe he couldn't. Maybe he couldn't. Oh, they shoot away Korean boat. Okay, and they're aware that there's Korea on the sea. They finally figured out where is it. So it won't be a surprise for them. But what can they do? Egypt have to build maybe cities on the coastline, or just accept that that will be destroyed at some point of the game, and she just Fierces should just achieve cultural victory before that, before Korean nukes. Korea by now has only 48 science. Egypt has way more science, but I believe in Korea, and there is not enough mines improvement yet for Ozymandias. Maybe he had few, I just haven't noticed it, but it does look like those hills are just blanked. By the way, there is no defenders for Cahokia. Well, he built few extra horses there, but that's it. Huh, look at that. To the north, look at this. He's truly pushing Spain. That's weird. Nobody expect the Spanish Inquisition. Well, nobody expect the Khmer Inquisition as well, so. Ulyss for the win. Well, I believe they are a bit stronger team. Maybe not even a bit, maybe even more than stronger team. And as I was saying, not Hyena is underdog here, but they do have good chances with the positioning and with the card they have. They have good chances of winning, or at least of making damage against Ulyss. But for now, they making some weird decisions for me. I don't know why Russia is attacking. Why would Seeming Seed is attacking, especially when you have Spain, who will be boosted by Scythia in the end of the day with the naval trade routes, and have +5, just not holding Khmer back, so Russia can seem. I just don't get it. Why would you have to, you know, fight 2 versus 1 in a combat you can't win? That's kind of hard. But from another hand, if they, I don't know, can they do anything against Khmer? It's like it's already has a escape settler. Even they would attack him from both sides with a horseman rush. It still would have escape settler and Nubia would cover it. So just outseam, make it hard to expand for Khmer, so he won't be a threat and outseam everyone. Why would you have attack him? But Russia, okay, Russia just got a city state and kept building a couple of units for protection. It's nothing crucial here. Oh, we can check pops. 628 for Russia, 526 for Korea, 627 for Scythia, and 523 for Spain. Why is 23 only for Spain? I don't get it. 939 for Nubia, and now we're gone. I haven't checked the popes of Egypt, but I believe he does have most popes in the game. He's the best, or she's, because it's Cleo. Uh, yeah, I believe Astikos is going for a second Dark Age. Oh, Scythia has 6 horses, 7 horses with a general. Why can't you just see? Why are you irreling yourself? It's a 6 horses and a general for you on a free sim spot. I don't get it, guys. Sometimes you have to sim, sometimes you have to fight. You don't have to fight every single game. What's the purpose of those 6 horses? What will they do? Yeah, it's not the Badlands. They could go Naval Scythia trading with the Spain. Naval Scythia trading with the Spain, Rush, Research Alliance, Profit. Why would you build 6 horses? If you have a free sim spot, spam cities, not units. It's that easy. Look at Nubia, like 10 cities. Look at Egypt, 10 cities. I don't know why Vietnam has too few cities, but maybe it's because of Vietnam. But Scythia definitely could go monumentality. Maybe not on this spot because I haven't checked it. But I've seen like monumentality Scythia, or naval Scythia with a like 10 trade roads, 5 trade roads, turn 40. But no, 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 we'll build horses. That's the biggest problem here. Some people just don't like to sim. And yeah, it's okay. You can win a couple of games with the hyper aggression. It's okay. It's not a bad thing to do. But which sim will carry? Which sim will carry now? So we have fighting Scythia, some sort of fighting Russia. I'm not sure is he fighting or it's just the defensive units, but he building them. Fighting Spain with the 5 cities, and the Korea who can't have more than 5 cities. So who is going to win? And all these actions lead us to a most likely GG turn 72 or something, maybe even faster. I just don't get it. I'm like, why? Maybe it's the right decisions for them, but I just want to understand why. Scythia went harbor into encampment. Well, Ox Daniel, it's okay to have a general, so you can build one. You can build one. What's called encampment. It's okay if you have neighbor. It's not a big deal. So as an England, you can go harbors and encampment later. So you would have general, but not at this position for Scythia, I guess. Why would he ever need a general? The first question. So that's weird. And I'm not sure is Scythia going for harbors. Maybe he just going for commercial hubs with a single naval city, so you can trade naval with Spain through that one city they built. Wait. Spain settled 2-1-1 on Lux, so he would have Pantheon instead of settle 2-2 and work that 2-1 tile with a, for example, urban planning policy card. Yeah, it's still, I guess, it's still less production, but he moved away from a coastline. Okay, Zero made weird moves. Well, maybe they're perfect calculated moves. I just don't get them. Look at this. Look at this. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of you. It's like spamming units everywhere, spamming cities, expanding and forcing Russia and Spain building even more units. Lol. That's really good gameplay by Chuck. And both players by making more holy sites. We have to believe in our victory, you know? That is why we're building holy sites. We have to believe in that. And they do. They do believe. Uh, CS skill over commitment, then pillage Nubia to take pressure for Spain. Oh, well, okay, maybe, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But it's like He should upgrade those horses to a coursers at least. But still, why would you do so? With that move, you're adding another player to a fight. So it's now three players are fighting. Every single horse produced, it's a builder who haven't improved tiles, so it would get less yields. It's a district who haven't been built. And Nube is quite far away. Look at this. It's more than 10 tiles. Maybe it's 15 tiles. Nube is not even attacking Spain. It has 10 cities. It will seem for quite long time. And I believe it's a second monasticism, Dark Age for Nubia. Yeah. Okay, finally Nubia has 122 production. It's almost the same as Egypt. Well, actually not, but it's more than 100. Russia has more than 100 production, and that basically it for now. Mir has oh I have okay. I believe it was about 60 production for Khmer. And good amount of face to be honest. 5843 for Khmer and um oh no. And the Caravel Rush. Or maybe it's not a Caravel Rush, maybe it's just a pre-build. So okay, he's not waiting, he's now pushing. He's now pushing toward Nubia. It's a good move. Okay, maybe it's an awesome move. Maybe I was a bit too whiny, too dramatic about that 6 horses. So now Nubia can build, will have to build 6 more horses. But will he? Asticos. Oh, maybe he's waiting for a knights, 4 turns till knights, and 9 turns till knights for Suvorov. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Got it. Yeah. It's way too long. It's way too long to wait till coursers. Right. He can push. He had to push right now. Oh, a lot of commercial hubs. Oh wait, it's not campuses build. Like next golden age in a 5 turns maximum, maybe even less, and he has no campuses at all. So I was wrong about Tasticos. It's just a wide empire. Lol, he forced him to improve men at arms. By the way, 33, 33, some more science for Asticus. And probably he can build some units. Oh, Rush. No, he's settling toward Russia. Oh. And he's about to settle toward Spain. Okay, that's super hyper aggression. Hyper aggressive Khmer. He's like an elephant, aggressive elephant. Not the good elephant, we know. Ah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I asked for suggestions, and I get your suggestion was right about Scythia. That's cool. And Phase buy with Grandmaster Chapel. Yeah, definitely Phase buy is gonna happen, but it's a bit too early for a Grandmaster Chapel, and they haven't built it yet, and they don't have enough culture to reach it. So Maybe by 1060 they will have Grandmaster Chapel, but not now. It's actually it's 49 culture. Is he building Grandmaster Chapel somewhere? Let's can see. No, he's producing chariots for now. He's producing chariots. Okay, it's mercenaries. He's not going bottom. Yeah, you have to take tier 2 government so you can build Grandmaster Chapel, and they're not doing so yet. Exploration for Chuck as a Vietnam, and you can see cartography there. So he accept this fight. He accept this fight, and he's ready to fight Korea. And Korea upgraded caravels and pushing. Who got admirals? Let's check. Korea, Scythia. Oh, Themistocles for Vietnam. So no one took. No one took tier 2 admirals. No one took Renaissance admirals. Okay. Okay. There's just a few Caravillas, and I'm not sure. Of course, Korea could get mercenaries, but it does looks like he upgraded them without mercenaries, only 3 Caravillas, so he can pillage that trade routes and get even more gold. That's good. That's good. And both Egypt and Vietnam spamming boats, so they can upgrade them maybe. Oh. Okay, pre-builds for Egypt are done. He'll be locked in his own city. It will be a blockade. Where's bar? The same message. What? Even more pre-builds for Korea. Okay. And he's making projects for general, for an admiral. Egypt builds nothing. Somehow. Okay. Okay. Is he planning to take all admirals or not? So by now, it does look like all 4 players of not Hyena is fighting. Scythia waste least amount of production on military units, and maybe he's about to get the most profit of that, because Astikos haven't built any units. Maybe he's planning to build or pre-build, at least pre-build chariots, because he's about to upgrade. He's about to discover knights and mercenaries, so he can upgrade them with a good price. 2 turns till the next age. Turn 53 is quite fast, but I thought it will be even way more faster because of Egypt's starts, but it wasn't. 62 popes for Egypt, 31 for Vietnam, and certainly 30 popes for Khmer with the 7 cities. To be honest, it's good result. 7 cities. He just placed 2 more cities, Lignapura and Viher to the north, and he's pushing. He's pushing Spain, which is surprise for me, and he's pushing Russia. Egypt still is some sort of AFK gameplay. He just got walls in Shadet, he lost all his fleet. Common thing for Egypt. First upgrade for Vietnam, first caravel for Vietnam. 2 traders were pillaged. Can they destroy Shadet? Why would you destroy Shadet? The one trade route is moving by land. The smart boy. Okay. Can he bridge through these pre-builds? I strongly doubt. I'm strongly doubt, and I hardly believe that he can do anything here with these 6 horses. But to be honest, he can pillage like 3 tiles or even 4. It's a good amount of gold for Korea to upgrade even more boats. But it's not going to change anything for Korea, it's just delay for him. He could try settle somewhere. He could get a city state and settle to the north. Couple of cities could be settled there, at least one more. I'm talking about Korea over here. Okay, he's sailing, sailing, he's sailing. Okay, about everyone is about to hit golden age. Oh, Nubia is in a normal age. Oh no. 55, 54, check in a golden. Why do we need this now? Why it's crucial now? Egypt in a golden, Khmer in a golden, and Nubia is in a normal. Russia in a golden, and everyone else is in a dark age. Korea, Scythia, and Spain is in a dark age. I believe it's a GG. None of them benefit from that. None of them. Well, maybe Korea somehow will get Violet Whaler. Maybe it's a Violet Whaler for Scythia, but it's only 6 horsemen. They're not gonna, you know, win the game. Yep, there you go, the first knight here. Even more units, so you can go back. Go back into the shadow. That's what Nubia can say to that aggression. That's basically it, the end of Scythian aggression. 740 for Scythia. It's kinda good. It's kinda good, but it's not that good enough. And he's in a dark age, which is superly bad. Maybe, well, he wasn't played. He wasn't playing that. He had no holy sites. He wasn't playing that build order. He had no holy sites. Okay. Haha! We'll have an epic naval fight between Vietnam and Korea. Oh, it's actually really cool. Have they ever fight on a sea on a naval? Have they ever had a naval fight in a history? Well, I believe they did, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay, they both have the same amount of science, or about the same amount of. Yeah, they both have the same amount of science. That's weird, and way less culture for for Ozymandias. So it's only a matter of time till Czech get course and achieve naval victory here, which is quite surprising. Because I've seen few games where Korea was playing and was rushing caravels and succeed with that, or at least didn't lose. But I believe maybe it's the skill difference or something. But I believe that Chuck will achieve victory here. That's quite disappointing. I don't know what are they voting about. What are they voting for? Because it's in a French. You might guess maybe. Is he AFK? Leash, you have to vote. Yeah. Okay, he's back. Okay, it's trade routes. It's trade routes. They can do trade routes to Egypt or toward Nubia. I think they'll do trade routes toward Egypt. And preserve its district production speed. Okay. Oh, that's really good one, Congress, by the way, for both of the teams, for seeming teams. I believe Campus is the most obvious choice, and I don't know, maybe Egypt, maybe Egypt. We can check. We can check points. So it's 59, 40, 40, 40, way less points for a not Hyena team. We can check 60, 60, 40, 82. It could be triple 60, but something went wrong. Maybe it's not a big difference. Uh, it's 84, right? It's 60, 84. So yeah, triple 60 would be better. But still, it's absolute dominance on the Congress. It's 59, 40, 40, 40. Oof. It's what? It's a three less votes. Maybe two less votes for a crucial votings, if there is one. Actually, there is one. The trade roads voting. It used to be so OP, and now it's nerfed, and it's quite normal, quite normal. Okay, let's check. No, no, maybe later. Okay, Vietnam moves back. Oh, by the way, there is a scientist. Maybe it is Abul Qasim Al Zahrawi, the healer one. And can he heal boats with a better tempo? Can he heal them? Like, not. I believe he can. 159 for Egypt science, 159 science for Egypt, 95 culture, 314 GPT, 244 production, 186 for Nubia, though, and that's basically it. 109 for Vietnam, 102 for Korea, 110 for Russia, 133 for Scythia, finally 36, 35, and minus 13 gold for Scythia somehow. How is that even possible? If you can just trade with Spain and get like 200 GPT by now. Why is it always have to be some aggression? It's very weird. Yes, Hyena Gold is super sus. There is Russia. Of course, Russia won't build trade routes as a first district, but maybe at some point of the game he can build like to four trade routes and trade with Spain and Scythia, who can perfectly fit in a first commercial hub build order and trade with Spain with naval units, with a sea, with the naval trade routes. They can trade by sea. So these guys are dead guys. Luckily, there is a good rules for a zone of control and it's F6, so they can retreat and they pillage 1, 2, 3, 4 mines. Is it worth it? Maybe? Who knows? Khmer is still bullying Spain and Russia, I believe. But that's basically it. So what now? What now? A naval fight. Let's check naval fight. They're fighting. Are they fighting? Are you fighting, guys? Let them fight. Yeah, it does look like they're fighting. They're all um get so close and is about to destroy some boats. Can By the way, Korea, not Korea, Vietnam has privateers already, and some frigates is about to be done. I believe Egypt has some niter with 150 science. He should have some niter, and he can share it with a Vietnam. But I believe not Hyena doesn't have enough. Well, they theoretically they should have some niter, but I don't know. Are they having some? Because Korea is rushing square rigging, and maybe Spain can share it, or maybe Korea discovered niter and then rushed square rigging. Hard to say. Um, Not that very clear situation with the city states. Only few city states used. Three city states only used. Chingeti, Hanza for Pyrrhus, Chingeti for Mikhalit, and Jerusalem for Asticus. That's basically it. Oh no, Chuck is using Knan Madol. And Chuck is playing Vietnam, as I remember, right? That is why he has a bit more culture. Mikhalit playing Russia, right? No? Yes. Oh, they're just sharing invites in a knockout. Okay. Jerusalem for Asticus. That's great. Asticus is playing Nubia, so it gives him good amount of extra faith. What's next? What next? What next? That's basically it. Okay, that looks like Korea is pushing through thanks to the Twilight Whaler policy card. And he has core. He has a fleet. He has a fleet. He might achieve victory here. He has a good chances. And there's a few level 1 boats. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I guess Vietnam fleet is done. He can't rebuild any more boats, and Hoalu and other cities most likely will be destroyed. He's trying to build some Carabilas, and I believe he has policy card, right? Yeah, he's in a humanism. But this time Korea might win this battle. Okay. But he can't keep that city healthy. He's have to like destroy them. He just can't keep them. Because they will fall off with loyalty because Korea is in a dark age and Vietnam is in a golden, as I remember. And gold is definitely not looking good. Like I said, Ulyss is superior to. Yes, you were right on that. Hey, look at this. Russia pushing with the crossbowmen and how they called coursers and a couple of swordsmen. Can't can't he build walls there? Just get walls. Oh, healing. Buddhism got healing. Yeah, it's not a threat anymore. These knights will just fortify themselves and out heal easily. It's what, like 40 HP per turn on your own territory. Can he push that crossbowmen, by the way? There's a river, but crossbowmen are not in a fortified position, so maybe he just can't. Maybe he just can't. But you're right about gold. There's not enough gold for not Hyena. Absolute zero. Hmm. Look, Vietnam is still trying. It does have few boats. Maybe he's expecting to get an XP on them. But Korean dominance. Korea is dominating on this sea. And not enough cities. Like it's 4 cities for Vietnam, which can produce boats. He has 2 more turns till produce few more caravellas. Can he hold it? I believe it's maybe with there's Reina. Maybe with the Victor he could try to hold it with the buyout tiles, but it's a Reina there, and he doesn't have Victor, so damn that Twilight Valor policy card is super strong. But from another hand, this team will have more stats, and they survived that first aggression, and now when Scythia has extra units, like those knights, you know, Amanitore, Nubia already built an army, so it won't even be a surprise. It doesn't really matter what Scythia will bring because it's way too far away to make an aggression here. Way too far away. Oh, Egypt is only now discovering Niter. Oh. Yeah, but Astika's got Niter because he's in a gunpowder. Oh no, warrior is about to die. How can't you one-shot warrior with a Caravel core? Caravel fleet? That's weird. Yeah, Scythia going for Irelian Tanubia. Well, if they planned to play this way, maybe they should get more aggressive civs. There's always... Oh, Shaka was banned, actually. Scythia kinda okay. They all in a dark age, you know? Except... I don't know. Are they all in a dark age? Except Russia, right? So they have no other option than fight. It does look like they have no other option than fight. And it's most likely true. Actually, you know what? Chuck is doing way better than I not accept, expect he will be. Because he still has some units. Korea has good amount of damaged units. It's of course level 1 units. And they most likely won't get any healing with an upgrade. It is harder to deal with them, but eventually they will die. Okay, another level 1 unit upgraded. All admirals are taken. Next one is 155. I believe both sides has a Renaissance admiral. Both sides have Renaissance admiral, I guess. And the reinforcements will arrive next turn. So extra 2 boats for Chuck. And no reinforcements for Korea. And he's not even making Capri builds. He built a few, and they are aware that they can't upgrade them because no niter and most importantly no cold. Oh, and he doesn't have a policy card yet. Exploration only 1 turn. Oof, oof. He's planning to build. He's planning to build Venetian arsenal. Oh my god. I believe it's not gonna happen, but maybe, who knows? May it be. Hello, Lubimka. I believe Ulyss victory in the end of the day, but for now, not Hyena is pushing. Not Hyena is pushing hardly. Uh, Cheer. Let's cheer once again. And someone just Sabot, I believe. But I can't call your name because I can't tell it up. Otherwise, we'll have some problems. So I'm sorry, and thanks for following. Oh, guys, it's a conquistador push. Conquistador push, a rare thing. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Conquistador push. That's amazing. I do believe he can achieve something with that. He doesn't have any RAM or siege towers. Two turnstile walls in that city, in that fortress city. That's basically it. So they can't push. The fight with Russia is like it's a stalemate. They can't. No one can achieve victory there. But here we can see a Reconquista or something. I don't know. Can we call it Reconquista? Maybe it's just regular Conquista. But I believe he'll take this city. Oh, there is Ram. Okay. Oh, have he built that wonder with the three archers? No? No, he haven't built Temple of Zeus. And I'd like to check his general. I believe he doesn't have general for conquistadors. I believe it's some general like Hannibal Bark or something. Mhm. Yeah, it gives me no clue what was he talking about. Oh, okay. So you know what can happen? Those conquistadors can attack Asticos instead of knocking out Khmer, instead of knocking out Rome. It would be an awesome move. And I still believe that Asticos can hold with the knights, but there is a Scythia. So it will be 2 versus 1, and it will be kind of hard. By the way, 157 faith for Khmer, and he probably is about to finish Grandmaster Chapel if he haven't yet. No, he haven't. Oh no, it's a yeah. Oh, he have finished Grandmaster Chapel. Ooh, okay, my bad. He has Grandmaster Chapel by already. Okay, okay. Ooh, they voted for an Egypt +4, right? Right. Wait, it's a B. It's not trade roads for Egypt. Oh. Oh wait, or it's an A. No, it's an A. Extra trade road for Egypt. Okay, my bad, my bad, my bad. So extra gold when you're trading is in Egypt. Awesome, awesome. And extra trade road for Egypt. And I don't get what districts are getting buff. So I believe it's campus. Maybe it's some different district. Still no culture for North Hyena team because of Dark Ages. You can see the culture difference, and it will lead to a sense difference in a later and in a production difference. They do have production issues by now. 286 for Egypt, it's absolute giga chat. 217 for Aztecas. Not a single person has 200s yet. Somehow Spain destroyed that city. I'm just curious why. Why would you destroy that city? What a point then? What a point in fighting then? It's weird. Oh, He's still holding. He still holds, and he's striking back. There is a few boats left, but most likely, city will fall. But I can see it's like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight boats for Korea. Yeah, most likely, and not most likely, certainly, the city will fall, or at least this fleet will be destroyed. No privateers. A few boats from the north, but that's basically it. Massive Scythian army. It's not it's not outdated yet, but there's nothing that you can handle. And we can see that like who's a monetary is Asticus is ready. He's upgrading all unit he had. He just upgraded them. He won't die fast. He has plenty of cities. He can afford losing Ibrim, like Khmer just lost his level 2 city, so it's not a big deal. Something just died. I believe it was an archer. And yes, look at that. They are marching toward Asticus lands. They marching east. It's a good move. It's a good move, but there are few units left, and they will, strike you in the rear. Oh, yeah, I don't know. It does look like a bold move, and if they can push through, they can hold that land. But I don't know. It is really hard to say. Oh, finally, Dome Race against the Russians. Look at that. Russia is fighting. Scythia fighting. Um, Spain fighting. And Korea fighting. No free simmers. And we do have free sim Egypt here. The best thief in entire thief pool we have. And he's on a free sim. So that leads probably a predictable result, unfortunately. But the fight is good. Fight is good. Fight is great. I believe Kurgus is about to fall. Maybe Kasser Ibrahim, like another city to the north, will fall most likely. But Aztecos should be able to make some pre-builds and hold these avalanches on his taller cities like Hech and the ones to the north, like here. He can retreat from this one. It's just brand new cities. It doesn't really matter. It has no districts at all. Both cities have no districts. So most likely he'll retreat once the conquistadors reach the city's territory. So he can hold here. It's kind of wide area, wide open area, and it will be hard to fight against all those knights and conquistadors. But I believe the good clicking, which is probably Asticus has good clicking. He'll be fine. Okay, city is almost dead with a single shot. What the hell? That's too much. It's too much. Egypt massive. Yep. 8 cities, 88 pops. How do you like that? I like that a lot. That's really cool. I think 2 OP, and we might see nerfs after this tournament. We might see some nerfs after this tournament. I believe they'll nerf extra food. I don't really want them to nerf culture, because with a culture nerf, you'll get less culture, and you can't rush you can't hard lock Sphinx. How it's called, the tech. I can't remember the tech. Craftsmanship, I guess. You can't hard lock craftsmanship with that culture, so I believe they can nerf food, and it's of course maybe not enough. Maybe you can rework watermill as well, but any thief can rush Itaminanke. Just not any safeguard flatlands biome from the start. And I think that's the biggest strength of Egypt because flatlands, Lady of Reeds and Marshes, Lang, Itaminanke, farms, and the of course reworked watermill. Yeah, that gives you 5-5 tiles or something from the very early. That's the biggest strength. So remove one food and maybe revert watermill. But from the other for other chiefs, watermill is completely okay thing. So it's hard to say. It is hard to say what can they do with an Egypt. The Northrid. They can of course add extra food and extra culture for a city center, and that's it. So only city center will benefit from that bonuses. That's good enough. Not only on flat plans, just you build a city center over a resource, you get extra food, extra culture. That's how Egypt can be done. And you won't have the scary numbers that Egypt has right now. Or maybe you still will, because of biome, as I said. Okay, have to retreat. You have to retreat from Ibrim. You can't hold it. There is only a few units left. A new portion of units is about to pop out, and he should probably have Grandmaster Chapel, so he can hold it. There is a plenty of place. Look, you were saying we can't settle. Look at this. All these free areas. Ah, you can't see because I'm waving my hand. Look at this and there to the southwest. That's still a lot of space. Look. We have nowhere to settle. Look at this. Like 5 cities can fit in there. Yeah, right. Tracks outside. Nice campuses, by the way, for Spain. Around that geothermal spot. That's great. Knights in production and chariots in production. The problem is he probably have way too much iron per turn, so he produces knights. Oh, how long? One HP left. It will be taken in the end of the turn, I guess, so it can heal with more. Oh, Chichen Itza for Egypt. And Mont Saint Michel probably will be a good wonder. I really like Mont Saint Michel. So he can build Chichen Itza and he can build Mont Saint Michel, and it's a good amount of culture to be honest, and even more production with the Chichen Itza. Awesome. It's a stalemate. You just I don't know. Russia has quite a lot of units, and most likely Khmer will lose its core cities, but it won't happen like in a one turn. So I have to admit that Ulyss suffering minor losses here in a units and in the cities, but it's just minor losses. They still do have better stats, better yields, and better GPT. Look at that Egypt, 230, 150, awesome stats. Okay, Ibrim was just taken. You should keep those cities. The only problem is, you know what? What the biggest problem? They all in a dark age. They can't basically hold those cities against Golden Age thieves. It's like 4 times. They have 4 times less loyalty, right? It's zero 0.5 per pop in a dark age, one in a normal, and what 1.5? Oh, 1.5 in a golden. Okay, it's not 4 times less. It's 3 times less loyalty. So it's quite problematic for them to occupy these cities. and keep them from revolting. Yes, hardly means basically not at all. Yeah, I hardly believe, so I don't believe. I got it. Oh wait, no. Uh, yes, I hardly believe. That means I don't believe. Yeah. Okay. I think I use it wrong. Thanks, Machiavelli. Not in every statement, but sometimes. Anyway, oh, it's industrialization for Egypt already. Look at those tiles. So my prediction was Chijiton 72. I think it'll happen. Nationalism for Egypt, nationalism for Chak in 2 turns. Chak still has his city. Or have he lost? No, I think he lost the southern one. And it was raised. Okay. New line of defense. And it's humanism for Asticus, and I believe in 7 turns he can reach nationalism. I don't know. I checked some streamers and they always use this. They always use this. I don't know. Maybe I'm checking some guy who who used this phrase because it's not a common. I thought it's like I don't know. They always use this. Don't know. It's weird. All my knowledge is from other people works like movies, streams, and other things, videos like that. I'm not okay. I was reading book that and I finished it, but it's a bit hard. It's really hard to read it loud. Uh, Linda told me to read. Not told me. I asked her advice, and she recommended me to read couple of books. She recommended me a couple of books, and I read them. So there was no hardly belief. Yes, you're right on that. But I don't know from where I don't really know from where I learned that word, but it was from some sort of media. Porn. Oh, I doubt. Versus running away. I can hardly believe is common. No, I don't know. I thought it's like common phrase, but who was that? Machiavelli told me it's not a common phrase. I think I'm watching some memes on the 9gag, and they use it commonly in that memes. So maybe I got it from there. Ah, okay. So a couple of cities were burned, and probably a Thang Long will be destroyed with a battleships, or maybe even with a later takes units. Mm. But no culture for not hyena. That is the problem. That is an issue. Egypt built some bombardas. It probably won't help him to hold Shiddet. What are we checking here? Taj Mahal. Oh, 10% dance. Wait, did they rework Taj Mahal? What does it give now? I can't understand. It gives 10% for something. But for what? 10% GPT? If you're in a golden. Okay. It's for entire empire, right? For all cities. Oh, jeez. Finally, some good wonders because Taj Mahal was quite popular when people wasn't sure how to reach golden. So when the game just out, like what was that? It's 2K18, right? Rise and Fall was in a 2K18, and Golden Ages was added then. So people wasn't sure how to get there, and they just okay, whatever. I just built Taj, and I will be always in golden, and it was quite popular back then. But people learned the game, and you don't really have to build Taj to get golden now. So extra 10 gold is quite cool bonus, and it brings back Taj in the game. Addition against 10% gold for all cities when in a golden age. That's awesome boost. That's wow, that's impressive. 10% gold. It's like we do have 10% gold with a how it's called the government type merchant republic, right? It's 10% gold for cities with the governor. Huh. And this wonder gives 10% gold for entire empire. Whew, that's a lot of gold. You should keep in mind that the gold we have here is not all the gold you receive, because part of it is spent on buildings and units. So if Egypt like now has 431, and last time I checked it was 250, maybe 300s, and he spent some gold on the districts, on units, and I don't know where he spent gold else. Give some gold for your allies as a GPT. Ah, it's not GPT. It's not GPT. It's a score. Oh, my bad. Okay. But still, it's really awesome thing because it boosts your entire gold income, not what you have after taxes. That's great. Oh no, Russia with the Cossacks pushing hard. What are we checking? Okay, Vietnam has some problems, but it's not a big deal. Uh, whoa, he pushed through. He actually pushed through. Scythia doing great job here. Same as Spain, but it is easier for Spain to push because it's conquistadors and it's a Spain with a plus 5 faith. And here you can see that Scythia is pushing through. Wow. Doesn't look like he's going to succeed with this push. But Trebuchet is there. Oh, it's a flood! Oh no! Center is about to die. Must retreat. No? Oh, okay, he's offensive. He's offensive thanks to the first click, I guess. I thought the entire center will fall, but he managed to retreat and even kill a couple of units. Okay, okay, now Scythia lost all his units, and he can build more because he has 11761. He has to keep up with the game, and only 61 faith. But we should keep in mind they're all in the Dark Age. Korea, Scythia, and Spain in a Dark Age. That is why they're so successful in the battlefield. But what will they do next? Because it's absolutely impossible to wipe out entire Khmer civilization. And Nubia is still strong, and Egypt is absolute giga chat. And what will you do when Egypt will try to take those cities back? I believe maybe Egypt can go for tanks. Maybe he can go for anything else. 179 culture is of course not the cultural victory science, but Egypt will have good amount of tourism during entire game, for entire game, so he might have some tourists by now. And you can see that 42, 68, 54 for all of them, but Russia, which has 159, science is not the greatest science in the world, and you should have more than 150 science by 10 culture, sorry, 150 culture by turn 60 if you're trying to achieve cultural victory. But now it's turn 70 almost, and it's only 180 and 160 for Egypt and Russia. So I guess Egypt will try to move forward with the tanks, and that is will be the GG point. Look at that production, it's 500 prod for Egypt, and Russia has only 200 and 105 science, so no industrialization any soon, right? Because he's fighting, Russia is fighting, he just can't afford seeming. Meanwhile, Egypt is constructing, I believe it's either archaeological or art museum. You need both. Uh, But as I remember, you have to build art museum and get artifact for a tank boost. And oh, I can't remember where you need the art museum, but you still need art museum. You still need both. Oh, he built the Coliseum while we weren't watching. Yeah, no chances here, fortunately. I just can't imagine how not Hyena can win. Yeah, of course they will wipe out Khmer cities all but one city, the last city, which will be protected by Egypt and Nubia. Nubia, of course, lost completely its tempo. He's in a normal age, by the way. I have to remind you, he's in a normal age, so he's not even having Twilight Twilight Valor policy card, but still he was able to hold. Khmer eventually will fall because he's attacked by Russia and Spain. Once again, I'm repeating you this, but I just don't know what to say here. Khmer still have plenty of units, but it's only a matter of time till all his cities will fall. He should have, he should have, he must have escaped settlers somewhere. But it's still plenty of cities and plenty of time for him. Oh, that they're having nice naval trade route with the who, with the Scythia, right? Yeah, with the Scythia, I believe. Kachichka, I thought Merchant Republic gives two trade routes. Is it? Have they reworked it? Hmm. Maybe it is. I haven't checked. I just take it because I like it and it has more economic policy cards. Legacy surely give you extra gold. Legacy, Merchant Republic Legacy surely give you extra gold. Maybe it gives you extra trade routes and extra gold. And you get legacy on that. Because there is a unique bonus, and the legacy bonus. Ah, that's base game. Ah, okay. I'm planning. I'm thinking of playing a couple of games with the vanilla to just, I don't know, to just suffer for a couple of hours. It's really hard to play vanilla, and it's kind of boring because you have to just aim for airplanes, and then you'll achieve victory. Easy peasy, isn't it? And of course, you might. There is a big issue with the strategic resources, unlike in the mod for vanilla. If you don't have oil, well, bad for you, no tanks. And you're like, but I'm rushing tanks to protect myself or to make an aggression. I don't have oil. What do I do? Well, you just die. Okay. So it's more random in the vanilla than with the mods. That is why mods so popular. To be honest, it's really annoying when you when you when you're rushing tanks and you have no oil and like oh, or when you're rushing musketmen. Of course, no one rushing musketmen, but it was a popular option in some point of the game to rush musketmen, and you have no niter, and you're like, oh no, no niter. Oh, it's hard for an okay. We have problem here, as I see. Rollover is not going to happen. Maybe everyone should shift enter. Sometimes it helps. And it didn't help. Everyone should just shift enter. I believe it will help. Maybe it won't. Real easy to focus. This make resource to fix. I mean, discover will way before they're workable easy. Well, yeah, it's kind of good idea, but you make a decision in a civ game. You make a decision 20 turns before the actual push. So if you want to push someone, you have to build barracks, you have to build infrastructure in that barracks, you have to make a pre-builds, and only after that, like 20 turns after, it's about 20, approximately 20 turns. It might be 15 turns, it might be 25 turns. You're making generals, and then you make a push. So if I'm planning to make a tank push by turn 80, the decision was taken turn 60. And you can't have resources visible 20 turns earlier. I think they had some sort of mechanic in the humankind. So you discover a resource, and only the next era it can be usable for units. That's kind of good idea. Maybe we'll have something like that in the next Civ. But unfortunately, humankind just died in the first in the first week after its release because the game wasn't done properly. That's sad. That's sad. It had some potential, and maybe it's okay now. I haven't checked, but it's basically dead. Last time I checked, it was 2K players in there. Like someone playing it, but not enough. Not enough. I hope this situation won't lead us to a 1 hour overloading. It sometimes happening. It sometimes happens, but let's hope not today. Let's hope not today. Okay, what do we have here? Nothing. It's just a spam. Just a spam. Hmm. It's not really comfortable. Maybe if I... No, I can't. Okay. So guys, do you think that Hyena can? Or it's just matter of time? Because, you know, if they wipe out Khmer, leaving him with only 1 cities, Vietnam is already damaged. He lost 1 to 3 cities, maybe even, no, 1 to 3 cities, right? Or 4. I think there was 3 cities to the north. No, it's 4. It's 3 cities. The capital is not taken yet. And if they make good enough pressure on Aztecas, it will be some sort of even gameplay. And on top of that, if Russia can occupy uh, Javerman's cities, he might be able to withstand Egypt, like in a 20 turns, maybe, just maybe. The only problem here for not Hyena that all 4 members are fighting. That is the only problem. But from another, oh sorry. From another hand, Egypt is the only relevant thief on the map. It's hard to say. It is hard to say. Oh my god, my phone is about to die. So guys, I think I make pause. Maybe I can turn on some lofi music for you. Because I don't know what to talk about and I'm a bit tired. So let's get some music. And I'll be right back. Waiting for game to start. Be right back. Okay, we're back on track. So let's see. Can they not Hyena change the tides and win this game? Because they are now pushing and quite successfully. They about to destroy Khmer. They did a lot of damage to Vietnam and I'd say some damage to Aztecas. Uh, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, even more delays. Yeah, we should listen for a couple of minutes of live radio. Should listen more. Industrialization for Korea. Whoa, that's good. That's good. But it's still not enough. He spent way too much on a war, and he got nothing from that. All cities he had to destroy because of the Dark Age, and he had no any options to take them because he had no land units. He had no land units, and there was no frigates. You can you might try to control them with the frigates, but it's still not would be not enough. Nice cities for Egypt. Looks good. Definitely looks good. So let's hope he'll back without any problems. Okay, how can Egypt? What can Egypt do? He can try to achieve cultural victory. That's the first option. Then maybe Diplo somehow, but it's not the best idea. But if Egypt can build, oh no, he can't build all wonders. So no Diplo, no Diplo. I think Diplo is option for Korea, for not Hyena team. So no Diplo for Egypt, I believe. And then what? Then what? Tanks? You have no faith. Maybe he was converted somehow, and that would be terrible. But without a religion, he can try to attack Spain. Oh no, spectator disconnected. Oh no, they can't. Yeah, it's really easy actually. I was just checking chat and there's still old message about strategic resources. Yeah, it's not that difficult for that Civ 6. I don't know what it haven't been done yet. It's really weird that you discover like Niter and the right next tech you'll have musketmen, so you discover iron and next tech you'll get swordsman. Maybe it should take a bit longer before golden, not golden age, how it's called, before a unit discovery. Okay, spectator is about to rejoin us. That's awesome. So we're talking about what? Ironclads? Or was we talking about? Yeah, we're talking about ironclads. Egypt can't have ironclad, so no ironclad nor artifact needed. So just had log tanks. Mm. Oh yeah, he's definitely going for tanks. Fish is going for tanks. Well, it does looks like because siege tactic. It's a bottom tech required for required for cavalry. It's a military science tech, and that leads to a tanks, rifling, and two other techs I can't remember, like steel and refinery, and then you get tanks. So tanks are possible, but I can see only one. I just saw only one red district, so maybe it's not a tank push yet. Yeah, there's only one red district. He's now he's now finishing campuses and industrial zones. So he's quite busy. And maybe I'll need more pops to finish red districts. Like maybe 13. Oh, so in the Hyena I can see like few districts. Like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he can definitely go for a red one. So he has all districts necessary. Commercial hub, campus, industrial, and he can aim for some units with a red district. So yeah, it's quite obvious that he might try, and it's one of the options for a victory for victory. Okay, other option like cultural and maybe even scientific for an Egypt. But there's a big problem. They aware that there's naval Korea, and at some point of the game, Korea will just build. Korea will just build some uh, naval units and will nuke you. And another problem is they're not aware of Korean cities. So Korea will have +6 with the spies in the end of the day. Well, they shouldn't be aware of Korean cities. Maybe they are, but I doubt. I doubt it. Okay, so it does looks like they destroyed few cities here. So that they definitely destroyed one, two, occupied third one, and destroyed fourth one. No? Um, well, I think I think Astikos lost at least 3 cities here. One was taken by Spain and two by Scythia. Those cavalry units might try to destroy distant Khmer units, so it won't. It will be like a potential diplo victory with only 3 players left. But we might see some cuirassiers was upgraded on an Ulyss side, on an Astica side. So and the escape settler done, but it's a bit late. Walls to turns. Maybe they are ready to lose Yasodoharapura. But the last northern city, will be definitely defended with cuirassiers. Hilva, Hilva for Russia. Okay, Khmer got golden, or is oh no, it's just the same golden age. My bad. It's the same golden age. Absolutely no culture for not Hyena. On the 27th science for Asticus, 89 for Chuck, 266 for Egypt, and only 46 for Rome. He had a tough game. He has a tough game. He's having a tough game, actually. Okay, Shidyat is about to fall. Not even Victor can save it. Maybe they can destroy those bombardas. They should be able to destroy those bombardas. If they're not, well, they couldn't take city if they want. Oh, Taj is about to be done. It's 2 turns till Taj Mahal. Angkor Thom is falling down. Is about to revolt. I guess they're making even more pre-builds. So it's endless all-in for Scythia. Huh. Interesting. Oh, monasticism. Is it monasticism for Khmer or for Russia? That looks like monasticism for Khmer because 43 cultures. Kind of tough. Even more units. Even more units arriving to an Angkor Thom from Spain, but they're quite far. They're quite far away. They'll get there at least in a 6 or 7 turns. Khmer is fighting back, but Russia is pushing even harder. I don't think the Khmer will die. They have they did everything to prevent that. So most likely he'll settle somewhere else. He might even control both of these cities to the north of his capital. Yeah, I think he probably will control them, no matter what. Of course, there is few Cossacks, but well, 100. By the way, 183 science for Spain. Whew, that's a lot. I thought it will be way less. Maybe because he just got Khmer City and got some few more science points. But nothing much. Nothing. I don't know where he just got this science. Oh, maybe he's using both policy cards. Okay. Yeah, maybe both policy cards. No, he's only in humanism. So no enlightenment yet. So he have only one. He does have only one. Where did he get that science? 180 science. Oh, maybe it's finally trade rows with the Scythia on. So they have research alliance. Yeah, I guess that's what happened. Research alliance with Scythia. Finally. Industrialization done for Ozymandias for Korea. He's going for mercantilism. Yeah, they do need some extra gold, some extra GPTs. Okay, Egypt is spamming wonders. And some pre-builds, like helicopter pre-builds because it's cavalry. Maybe it's not pre-builds at all. He's aware of that Cossacks and maybe he's preparing himself to some sort of raids. But all Cossacks are busy right now. They're trying to destroy Khmer Empire. There are a few units left, and definitely it's only a matter of time till Umayapura will fall. Hey, we can see few cuirassiers that are counterattack. They destroyed that group of units that Scythia had, right? Oh no, there's the knights. They crossed the river. Okay, they're still there. Maybe they're searching for a settler. Oh, look at that Korea. So Nalanda is not is controlled by known. Where is Nalanda? Ah, it's to the north. I believe it's even haven't been found yet. No one have found her. Not even Korea. Well, maybe Korea. And has one involved in there. 111 only for Korea. Oh, Fierces took away Hunza from 0. That's wise. That's wise. One, two. Okay, some war movements. Ah, course for Russia. Okay. Now that is where the things are going bad for Ulyss. Because Aztecas won't have any course. He has 58 culture. And now it's time for Egypt to tune in. You have to build some units. You can't it will be extremely hard to hold Cossacks course. I'm not sure how much Cossacks does he have, but I can see only few cores, like 2, maybe 3 Cossacks cores for Russia. That's basically it. But that's even less cuirassiers for Asticus. Oh, no siege weapon? Okay, there is trebuchet. There is trebuchet, and they have to clear first string from those knights units. They will do so in a few turns. Yeah. Because they're having a lot of pre-builds. Why? Why do you need them? You don't even have the gold to upgrade them. Or are they? They had no gold at all. Like it was less than 100 or about 100. GPT. Maybe they're planning to pillage everything and get gold from pillaging. You know, pillage economy is still a good economy. You can keep pillaging. And that's very interesting gameplay strategy for Russia with the long parks. Is it really worth it? 112, 167, 186. Maybe it's not worth it because Russia had an extremely strong start. Like with the Wonder and the 4 years, it was super cool. It was super cool. And what now? It's still less than Esticus in terms of science. And he has about the same stats as all of his teammates. Like he has a bit more science, a bit more culture, but I believe he's in a Persian voice because, as I remember, he's in a golden age. Okay, Vimayapura is an absolute mess. Everyone is about to die there. Trebuchet is shooting. Okay, he's stacking science. I believe he can get good amount of that resource in a 10 turns, but is it enough? Is it enough to hold Egypt? It's all about Fierces right now. Because he's the only player who haven't fought yet on entire map. Oof, oof, oof. Oh, GPT 422 for Egypt, but And look at that. Look at GPT. It's only 109 for Korea and 78 for Scythia. So it's less than 200 for not Hyena. Well, maybe it's enough to upgrade some cuirassiers, but why would you upgrade some cuirassiers to offensive? It is better to upgrade tanks. And Ulyss definitely can accumulate good amount of gold for tank upgrade. And you can see that Egypt is going for a tank push. They built Aztecas built red districts and academies in there, and he's about to reach tanks with 213, and he maybe even use a different policy card. So he's now using gold income policy cards so he can accumulate more gold for upgrades. I guess what's happening. Oh, +5 for a heavy units. Oh, you know what? You know what? If they can get +5 anti-cavalry units, they can hold that Egypt push. But if they do so, Egypt might just aim for a cultural victory instead. And if that happens, Korea have to boost science somehow, I don't know how, and reach nukes, I guess. But can he? Probably not. So maybe it is not the best idea to boost anti-cav. And they probably can't even afford this because they don't have enough points. Huh. Oh, he already voted. And autocracy, sure, that'll do. But you know what? I think they'll boost heavy units now, or maybe they do -5 on anti-cav. I don't know which is better. But if you go +5 heavy, is it okay for Egypt to go +5 heavy? They do have a lot of heavy units. Spain has conquists and crossbowmen. Russia has light cavalry. Yeah, +5 heavy can definitely work because Khmer has knights, and there will be even stronger knights, and he can hold even longer with that knights. So it definitely +5 heavy. Knights died. Maybe it's -5 heavy. But Ulyss has control on the voting. Oh, Hunza is about to die. No, Hunza. It was a good city, but the time has come. Yeah, no road, unfortunately. Qasar Ibrim. Qasar Ibrim is the point of a minor fights here. You can see both those players get some units there. And I believe Nubia will push back those guys because of the field cannons. I believe they accepted the fact that core Khmer city will fall, and they are focusing on defending what is left. Egypt is still aiming for a tank push. 215, 215. With a 215, maybe he can reach fascism, turn 85, maybe turn 87, with a boost, of course. And no of his opponent will have fascists by that timings. 215, of course, is way too few culture, way too less culture. They should have more. If there was, if Egypt had like 250, I'd say yeah, it's definitely a fascism with the good timings. But he's not even rushing that. It's historical something. History heritage, I believe it's called history heritage. Okay. One, two, yeah, 3 city was destroyed here. And what? Okay, he pillaged that districts, but okay. And no privateers yet, because maybe he just can't build them. He has no that government type. Well, actually, he should have privateers to pillage some border, some naval, close to naval tiles. Like it's short tiles, right? That's actually called. Somehow I got. Sometimes I just forgot the words, the names for the tiles or something like just happened. Uh, coastal, not coastal. Damn, it's in a summary description. I can't remember. Whatever. We'll already focus on a different topic. Russia should take that city. Russia is down. Let's see if we can come back here. Because he suffered less than anyone else from war. Vimayapura. Oh, it's even. Oh, it even has not enough loyalty. No. Okay, Scythia is going military science. And maybe he'll go for tanks because he's planning to go for tanks. It does have some good pre-builds, but it's not going to work because Aztecas still have better situation than Scythia. 150 against 128, a bit less culture, 61 compared to 74 with Scythia, and a bit more gold and a bit more production and way more faith. So you can buy general with a faith if it's needed, if it's necessary. Oh, look at that! Korea arrived and bullying Nubian cities on that sea. It is surprise. Definitely, it's definitely a surprise for us because oh, he can destroy 2 cities. Ooh. Okay, it will be a big hit for him because those cities have campuses. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's maybe they don't. Hmm. Okay, uncut home for Russia, I guess. It should be for Russia. Yeah. Okay, with that extra cities, you can see how rapidly he starts growing. 141, 141 right now. He had no 100 few couple of turns later. But production is only 232 compared to more than 600 with Egypt. And Egypt can build massive army and he can upgrade that army because they like Ulyss has a lot way more GPT. 539 for Egypt. Oh my god, it's 539 GPT for Egypt and 194 for Nubia, 1524 for Rom and Chak, which in total gives them what 4, 5, 6, more than 700 GPT. Their opponents, not Hyena team, as well as GPT, like 1, 2, 3. We can say 350, but it's a bit less than 350. So it's 2 times less GPT than Ulyss generates. That's bad. That's bad. Uh, what was he checking on Spain? Ah, maybe Golden Age dedication. Yeah, Spain is in a golden, and he took the Dracones something dedication, and he settled Cordoba with the four popes, I guess. It's Cordoba, I guess. Or was it settled way earlier? Because I just noticed that city. Well, he had five for a quite a long time, but now he has six, and he's settling. And with this Golden Age dedication, it's Heroic Age dedication actually. He probably can settle four pop cities way faster. You know, it's kind of cool idea to have that, but unfortunately, you pick dedications depending on a global timer. So if you could rush that dedication, it would be awesome. But you know, you can't. You just can't. You have to wait till turn 73 this time. So those cities will build nothing, even if they start with a four popes. The game will end sooner or later, and the earlier you place cities, the stronger they will be. Of course, you can boost it with the gold and the trade routes, but I believe he doesn't have nor gold nor trade routes. Well, he should have, but it looks like, oh, is there a Russian trade route moving across that territory of Spain to Nubia? Uh, Or was it just me? Have you seen that trade route? He's moving through the through the enemy territory. That merchant got balls. I think it's time for Nazca to die. It's used by Asticos, but it's on the unit's way. So probably Nazca is going to fall. Not now, maybe with the tanks. So Egypt can move faster, but in a general, it's not in a very good spot. Oh, still holding. Oh, he got 75 military strength with the cuirassiers, and Korea retreated. Okay. My oh my. He can't upgrade this. Look at this. Look at this. He's planning the out of dated war. He can upgrade cuirassiers, he can upgrade field cannons, but it's way too late for you to use them. Is he planning to rush like what? Machine guns? Why would you build crossbowmen? It's very interesting. Even if you get cuirassiers, and if they spend all the gold they own, it will be still the same units. You can of course use Scythian plus 5 bonus, but his previous success was only because of the Twilight Whaler. I wouldn't count on that cursor push at all. Okay, now we have a lot of free Cossacks. They should heal themselves. Oh, some extra gold from pillaging territory. Okay. How far Nubia from? Oh, it's refinery already. It's refinery for Spain, refinery for Russia, and only ballistic for Scythia and Korea. But Korea has how it's called industrialization. Okay, should keep that in mind. Finally, nationalism for Korea and Spain. But as you can see, mobilization for fierces. It's our tanks armies. It's tank armies who is going to attack Russia, and I hardly believe that Scythia can do something there with outdated army. With outdated army. Oh, Alhambra. Just in case. Just because I can. Well, if you can, why shouldn't you? You know? Mm-hmm. Like, wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No red district in Nehen? Or it's in a process? It does look like it's in a process. There's one per builded district, I believe it's a red one. It's quite far from fascism, yet he's the one who's going to open it first. He's the one who's going to open it, right? Yeah, 219 and 200s science for Fierces. It's an absolute record for this map. Russia is way closer to it Russia is closer to it than anyone else, 178 and 184, but he got it just a few turns ago with an occupation of Khmer territories. So what is going to happen next? If Fierces succeed with a tank push, Terracotta Army, maybe he does have level 1 spy. So if Fierces succeed with that push, the game is over, and if he's not, then I don't know. I'm still curious what resolutions do we have, and if it's heavy chariot, if it's heavy, if it's heavy, I have to drink some water. Sorry. Hello, Objectus. Hello, Objectus. Objectus. The game is going fine. I'd say the game is very interesting. For a moment, I thought that Not Hyena had no chances because of Egypt's stats, but now I believe maybe Russia can hold Egypt and we'll have even longer game. But if you want a review, Korea was spawned. Korea here. I'm restreaming so I can't actually interact with the map. So Korea was spawning here on an island and attacked Vietnam, destroyed a couple of its cities. So Vietnam is knocked out. For some time, Russia, instead of free sim, attacked or helped Spain to attack Khmer and got 3 cities like a couple of turns ago, finally. And Scythia, instead of free simming, attacked Nubia, and with the help of Spain, they destroyed 3 Nubian cities, but Nubia regained 1, so it's only -2 cities for Nubia. And Korea was attacking Nubian cities with a fleet, you can see it here, but it's nothing like it's not a big armada. It's like there was only few ships, and maybe with the bombardas, Nubia was able to defend itself. So, in a conclusion, all 4 uh, players of not hyena team are fighting, and only Russia do have some good stats and production. But compared to Egypt, it is nothing. and it all depends on Egypt performance. Can he push through or can't he? If he can, the game is over. If he can't, then uh, it's hard to say what's gonna happen. I believe Fierces can push through because they accumulated good amount of money. They do have like what it was 700 GPT for Ulyss, and finally tanks with some of military engineers making roads towards Russia, and once again, can Russia defend it? So Russia doesn't have tanks yet, but he's about to get it because he was aiming bottom tech 3. He got Cossacks. He definitely has way less science, but he has 269 faith, so he can buy it. And with the gold they own, can they upgrade enough tanks? I don't think so. Nalanda is still hidden, hiding from everyone, and no one have found it. That's weird because I thought maybe, Korea can get there. He should be aware of that city states. Well, if he's not that, that's terrible. Uh, Chingeti? Okay, it's Levit units. For a moment, I thought that Russia is pushing Chingeti. No, it's Levit units, but Chingeti is kind of worrying and building medieval walls. That's fine. By the way, Russia had in Bastard 4 deers. It was 2 deer, 1 4, 1 4, and 1 1 deer. But it's still 4 deers with the goddess of the hunt. Oh, that's gonna be massive. You can even use tunnels there. That's gonna be massive. Russia have no walls at all. It's about to reach steel walls, I believe. But still, Egypt has more science and more culture. Okay, 267. Maybe it's fascism turned 55. Maybe it's fascism turned 57. But it is. But Egypt is about to reach it. Oh, maybe he's hoping for helicopters as well because he pre-built it. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cavalry units. 7 cavalry units was pre-built. Go, go. Go, go, Egypt. That's massive army. I believe it's about 1.5k, maybe even more because there is a few tank armies there. Like okay, only one tank army. Oh, you know what? He's building terracotta, and all those tanks will have plus 10 against fortified units, so Russia barely can defend. He's about to liberate Khmer cities, or maybe he'll just aim for a Russian core cities, because all Russia is the only reason why not Hyena is still in the game. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, it's mass media. Then it will be. So it's mass media turned 82. It's not propaganda. It's called ideology. Ideology that civic without a boost. And it's what? Scientific theory. So you probably can build couple. Oh, it doesn't really need to build those sewers. Scientific theory and maybe flight for Egypt. Maybe flight for Egypt. Aviation. Ooh. That is why we have that word aviation, because of the French guys. Okay. Why it's not aviation in English? Why it's flight? Or it's aviations in English. Oh, I can't remember the tech name. Damn. Look at this massive push with a cuirassier. They spent all gold they own, all gold they had, to attack Nubia, even though it's not a K player. 3 turns for Nubia till tanks, and they definitely can upgrade them. So cuirassiers from Scythia won't do much. Refinery for Scythia though, and maybe can upgrade a couple of tanks, but they should have not enough gold for that. They should have not enough gold for that. It's a good idea though, building building all those lang parks for Russia, but well, not good. Maybe it's interesting idea because Russia is a monumentality thief, and it's kind of cool to build that improvements for monumentality thieves. I'm not sure is it worth it, but definitely had some stats from that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he has 14 cities right now, and actually 4 conquered. 4 of them are conquered. So it's at least plus 30 science and 30 culture for Russia. Yeah, S7 not a big of a deal in the late game. Maybe it's better to just get Magnus, oh, not Magnus, Moksha or Pingala earlier and benefit from a better tempo. Now GG yet, so they are aware of what is going on, and maybe they hope to defend themselves, but not enough units in Russia, and not enough face to buy. There's only 22 faith. Wow. Yeah, if they kill Russia, I guess the game is over. Best tactics, best tactics. Just kill most valid player of your opponent and finish the game. Okay, he pushed quite easily, and with artillery, I believe City has no chances. It's 10 turns till the Golden Age, so there is no plus 10 military strength against the city. There is no 2 arms dedication yet. But you can see he's spreading his units, and I assure you, there is nothing, there is nothing Russia can do against it. Russia can't counter-offense those tanks. The best Russia can do is to fortify it and defend its borders. But you should keep in mind that terracotta was built, and there will be plus 10 against defenders, against units in defense mode. So not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And even more light cavalry. Wait, is he about? Oh, he's about to reach helicopters. Plastic is already like plastic. 2 tons plastic, right? Is it plastic? Man, and the feature is they do have gold to upgrade that amount of unit, unlike not Hyena. I know, conquistadors are strong, but you have to build a bit better unit, Spain. But it's only 4 turns till combustion, and I can see any pre-builds. And even if I see some pre-builds, can't he, upgrade them? I don't think so. To be honest, I'm surprised that Korea is not trying to pillage Egypt territory using naval dominance. Of course there is a scouts on the coastline, but I don't know. You could try. You could try. I'm curious what Korea is doing. He's not settling anywhere. He's planning. He's trying to boost what he has. He's trying to boost his own cities. Okay. Railroad is getting closer to Yaroslavl. First tank reached Yaroslavl region. Okay, it's on 84. Well, the game is taking way longer than I thought. It's on 84 and I predicted on 74 GG. Oh boy, I was wrong. 287 culture for Egypt and 272 science. Yeah, it's definitely fascism in a couple of turns. I believe it's before turn 90, which is not the best timings, but it's quite okay. Uh, the main thing is you have to get fascism before your opponents, and Russia had not enough culture for entire game, so he's quite behind, even though he has 250 culture right now, and 200 science. It's still way less than Egypt generates. It's definitely not enough. Oh, Russia's trying to get general. It's 4 turns. 4 turns till general. Nah, you probably can have one. City will fall faster. Well, it should fall faster. Oof. I'm falling asleep somehow. Yeah, I closed window and maybe it's a bit too hot here.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Oh, are you tapping something? Free Sim Korea so bad. I think he played badly. No, he wasn't free sim. He railed himself with a Caraville Rush. He wasn't a free sim. He built a lot of pre-builds and decided to attack by sea, even though he can't do much there, and he only triggered other players. If he just settled or scouted north and took that city, get more cities, he would play better. But he wasted his production earlier on a naval fight. That is why I can't say he's free sim, and that is why none of not Hyena players was on an actual free sim. Even Scythia, who could sim well, but he definitely can't outsim Egypt. So in the end of the day, if he just sim, he would end up way behind than Egypt. So maybe it's a good idea to attack, but no, it still was not enough. It still was not enough. But the power of Egypt can't be overwhelmed, right? Egypt is like a ring of power. Oh no, look at this. Oh, the damage. The damage. It's a GG. It's a GG. Russia is falling apart. It's gone. It's gone. No units there available. Of course, they are trying to attack uh, Nubia, but Nubia has its own tanks. Nubia has its own tanks. It is all gone. Yeah, that's sad. Well, you can of course surrender, but you can try to do something. Maybe they still have hopes on that Scythian push and on those Scythian pre-builds, but it's only 86 culture for Scythia. Even with the tanks, he can't do much because helicopters, paracopters are ready to defend Egypt from that invasion. Yeah, there are 6 corps of cavalry of Egyptian cavalry there, and it will be upgraded in a couple of turns, and then it will. I don't know. Probably it might attack Scythia and might liberate that city-state Scythia occupied or conquered. Right? Korea must have gone industrialization into labs regardless. Yes, naval fight was natural for him, but if he was a better player, he'd had more cities and state by this point. Yeah. Korea should go free sim because as Korea and Scythia could have a free sim and Scyth could stay free sim and Scythia could trade with who's that Spain. There's a lot of options how to play this start. They decided to play aggressively. That's okay, but you're right. It is always better to sim if you can sim. Maybe they thought it's kind of too far for them to have more cities. Yes, X Daniel, you're right. They also aware, for a mm, you're also right on that top. But if you're not trying, you will never learn how to outsim the big boys. If you are underdog, it is always better for you to play some cheesy strats. It is the rule. If you're playing against stronger opponent, just play some cheesy strats and maybe you'll be lucky on that. Just play aggressive, and they did this, and I can't blame them on that. It was good idea to attack. Maybe you should at least give someone option to sim. I don't know how can they beat Egypt. Egypt is too strong. It's too big tempo. You just saw he outsim everyone. Like by turn 30, he had 2 times more food production, science, culture, and it's like a snowball. It's like a snowball. I actually don't know what could they do here. Maybe Korea could be a bit sneakier, and Korea definitely, this is the biggest mistake of Korea. I guess this tiny island could give him 3 or 2 more cities, and he should focus on getting second golden age. With that, he would have way more culture, but he went dark. He got +5. He won naval fight, yes, but in general he lost. And I think the reason why not Hyena is in this situation, three not Hyena players missed Golden Age. They got +5. They got Violet Valor. Yes, that is why they achieved some military goals. But in general, they lost because of that. If Korea got Golden, he could sim. Maybe he went aggressive because he was aware he can't get Golden. And it's like, okay, fine. I'm not getting golden, but at least I make some damage. And he did some damage in the cost of his simming. Yeah. It's really hard for me to say. If he was better player. Ah, come on. It can't be true. It can't be true. and no one like it's really hard to play against a stronger team. And I think cheesing is a good idea. Cheesing is a great idea when you're playing against stronger opponent. They cheesed and they couldn't. It's just that simple. But Russia is still way lit, right? Uh, well, 199 to 177. So in general, they only struggling with the gold, and that's it. Russia is almost equal to Egypt, besides the gold factor. So it's not like game super over. Russia lost only one city, only single city lost for Russia. I just don't know how much units does he have? How many units does he have? Okay, it's not only one city. He's about to lose all Khmer territories, and he has few tanks. Oh, okay, no, it's game over. Okay, it's game over. I guess it's +5 heavy cavalry, right? So it's easier for tanks to take cities. From another hand, helicopters won't be that effective. Eight, 8 points to deploy victory. No. I can't even say that Korea had bad lands. It's only too few of it. It's only too few of it. They still haven't figured out that there is a city-state to the north. They haven't taken any city-states, right? You can take it and settle there. And maybe you could settle this to the south of Scythia lands. Yeah, he definitely should. He definitely should, and he definitely could. So it's turn 50 something, or maybe it's even faster. Caravels, and turn 60 you'll get new cities. Now it's turn 88, turn 60, like 20 turns to grow them up. And now he would have more science, probably could have more science than Egypt. Not culture, of course, but more science, yes. Possible. It is still hard to win against this Egypt. It had way too great tempo. Okay, entire Russian territory is occupied. Look at that. He cut off Russian units from Khmer cities. They're about to liberate 3 or even 4 of them. Wow. Yeah. Spain still holds, no matter what. He had tanks. He has tanks, so Nubia is not doing that many damage. Nubia is not doing that much damage. Mm. But Scythia, what can you do? I think most questionable gameplay is Scythian. I mean, it like killed a couple of cities and is about to upgrade some units, but was it worth it? Could he have a better gameplay just simming? Could he have a better game if he just sim? Oh wait, what? Spain a losing unit? How can he lose units with against religious chief? Ah, finally tanks. Ah, no, it's not even a course. Oh, it's 87. Mm. Yeah, he probably died there. So it's some sort of last chance, last crusade. last aggression. Oh, army tubs. 1700s for Suvorov. Where are they? Where are they? Where are those 1700s? Oh yeah, I got it. It's not combined. It's just a single unit tanks. So single unit tank gives you 80 and 85, right? And the core tank give you 95. But two tanks give you 160. So it's 65 military strength different between two tanks and the core, but in effect core is stronger than two separated units. So yeah, it has a lot of military strength, but it's not cores. So this army is not that strong, as it seems. That is why it's 1700s, and that is why Egypt with an armies has about the same military strength, but his army way stronger. Okay, Russia lost 3 more cities. Bomber. I think with the government type, how it's called, republic, merchant republic, it will cost you 100 and about 1100s, because you get 10% discount, right? Or even 15% discount with that government type. I can't remember. I think 50% discount on the buyout. So you'll get. So it will cost about 1100s. Can they afford it? Well, I believe Egypt with that production can just build bombers. And does he even need this? Because he's about to hit next golden age in 3 turns, and he'll get plus 10 military strength against. Right? He'll get it next turn, next golden age, with a 2 arms dedication. So for now, Russia is holding, but it's only because the timing is kind of. I don't want to say it's super early timing, but it's not a golden age yet. It's not a golden age yet. Okay, there you go. Even helicopters for Nubia. Nubia could reach helicopters before Scythian units reached Nubian territory. Oh, no. No. No chances. No chances. Why aren't they GG yet? They want to believe? If Korea had like 350 science and about 100 culture, I like okay, you can keep playing, because no matter what, Korea will nuke Egypt sooner or later. Maybe like it's like a hope, tiny little bit of hope. But with 167, wait, there is a
Buongiorno.
okay, there is a bonus for a cheaper gold buy from some type of government. Plus 15% bonus district building and bonus gold cities with governors. Okay, I guess I'm wrong about Merc Republic, but I believe there is some government that allows you to buy out stuffs cheaper. Or maybe everything is messed up in my head, and I don't know, I'm saying you some wrong information. Ah, beautiful library. Yes, it's kind of underestimated wonder, because it gives you some boosts when people are getting scientists. So I don't know. There are some boosts you can't get. It's really good wonder. Maybe it's a bit too expensive. Maybe if it was cheaper, but you get scientist points, writers points, 2 slots. Maybe if it gave you a book, it would be more popular. So you build library, it's 2 slots, and there is a book in there, and you get all the bonuses. It would be better. Like Acropolis in set 5. It already have artwork in there. Yeah, I think with a book library would be like one of the best wonders. Maybe even 2 books. No, 2 books is too imba. 1 book. So if you have Sanzi as a general, you can just build library and you can use Sanzi in there. You can of course use it in a not temple in a palace, but you don't have to. Okay, some reinforcements coming. Like 3 tanks can't do much here. Come on, guys. No, no. Nubia has way too much, way too many firepower. Oh, there are few artillery guns over here. Like it's heavy artillery or like siege artillery. Or it's just called artillery. Whatever. There's artillery there. And yeah. Oh, and the supply. And the supply. Oh, fast clickers. It's like Spain is not even loaded yet. Okay, finally. Oh, chopping tanks. And I believe there is no policy cut for Spain. Yeah, it's 72. There is no way yes, having policy cut. No, 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 boys. Come on. Okay, maybe they do have some plan that I can't understand yet. But it does looks like that Egypt has a better plan. Oh my god, it's almost 2300 military strength on Egypt. And he probably already in a fascism. He's most likely in a fascism because it's 300 culture and it's turn 92. Well, he doesn't even have to upgrade his helicopters. You see, they're just standing there chilling. 3k gold for Egypt accumulated. He just pillaged the entire Russian territory. Oh, and another city failed. It's already 5 cities occupied by Egypt. Oh. And you know what's funny is that Spain has +5. Maybe it was nerfed to +3. Was it nerfed to +3? I think it was nerfed to +3 for Spain. Yeah, it's GG. It's a GG. It was hard game for, I believe, not Hyena. they tried their best. They had some ideas and they cheesed. They I still think they picked right strategy. It's only you can't fight with all four of your players. You can cheese them, but someone has to sim. Someone have to sim, and they went all in with the four players and eventually lost the late game. So GG for Ulyss, the best Egypt here. I don't know, it's super strong and it was well played. So basically no chances. Egypt left no chances for not Hyena. So congratulations Ulyss, and I think I'm done here. I don't think I can fit in after game commentary because you won't see anything. I don't know why. I think I did something wrong with the settings, but okay, we'll figure out later. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm really appreciating your activity today in the chat, and I'm trying to answer that. It's way easier when you're not doing anything with your hands. I don't know, some miracle happened. I read chat finally. Thanks a lot, guys. Wish you good luck, safe nights. Ah, stream is over, and I hope I see you in the next streams. And you can check YouTube, of course. I'm trying to. I'm making some videos there as well. So good night, good vibes, positive vibes, much love, and see ya later. Bye bye.